Joyce Erb from paperfinesse.com, guest designer for Cut at Home. Today we're going to be looking at painting a galaxy background, and we'll be using watercolor. I taped my watercolor paper down to a piece of a cutting board that I've got with micropore tape, and I'm going to be using Kuretake Gansai, and I'm showing you the blues, purple that I'm going to be using. I swatched it all out, and these are the watercolors. They have individual pans, so I pulled out the colors I needed. The brush I'm using is a silver velvet, and I really like them. They hold their tips really well, and they hold a lot of water. I'm saturating the paper very well. I want it to absorb the water so that I get good movement. So I'm going directly into the pan with a wet brush, and I'm just putting splodges here and there around the paper, just random color. There's no rhyme or reason, just getting some color on the paper. Actually, my brush was a little dirty. I didn't rinse it well enough, so I've got purple instead of red. So I'm going to clean off my red right now. I'm going to start adding the background, and I realize I probably should use my palette. So I'm putting some paint in the palette and then mixing it with water. And I'm mixing the dark blue and I believe the purple. And then with a real wet brush, I'm just dropping the color in and around the color areas. Similar to what I did with the ink, I'm just adding the deepness of the sky right now. Well, this is so much easier than ink because you just dab it on. And this is what it looked like after it dried. So I get my brush good and wet. And I'm adding some red. I'm just going to use the brush good and wet and drop in color. I'm basically going over a lot of the same areas with more intense color. And I'm just picking it up off my palette. I'm just going back in with the deeper blues to start filling in that background. I'm being careful not to cover up all of my pinks and lighter colors. So I'm just dabbing up some of the excess, and I'm going to let this dry. Now this is dry now. And I'm coming back in just to add some of the darker blues. This is about done. It's really easy. I love doing it with the watercolor. I gotta warn you though, it's pretty addicting. I end up making one more galaxy before I quit using brush-os. And brush-os really gives you some vibrant colors, and that's a different color scheme. All that's left now is to do the splatters. And I'm using my little fold-up box this time, seeing I got splatters all over my desk last time. And I'm using the Copic white paint again that I have diluted, and the Tim Holtz splatter brush. And I'm putting a lot of splatters on here. Then this close-up is how it turned out. The instructions for the finished card is at the Cut at Home blog, and I matted it on black with a mat of pink right behind the piece to help draw your eye into the pink. And I stamped a silhouette of trees and added my Santa die cut again. And once again, I want to put a Believe die cut in the center. The next video, we will be using the brush. We will be making a galaxy using Brush-O paints. Don't forget to subscribe to Cut at Home and to Paper Finesse. Have a great day.